Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got Scott Kaul from Brad's Killer Fishing Gear here in the studio. Scott, it's good to see you, man.
Thanks, sir.
I don't get to see you. When I do get to see you, you're on TV. I mean, you're on TV all the time. Now, when you come here, I was just telling your son-in-law, yeah, you kind of, you get to go home a little bit early. But what have you been up to? You been doing anything fun? Early.
Yeah, actually, son-in-law just came in town last night, and we went fishing, just kind of a last-minute thing. Yeah. But it was really cool because one of the kids that I coached in Little League, name is Jacob Berg. Now, Dr. Berg.
Wow.
Okay. No longer Jacob Berg. Now Dr. Berg.
Yeah, when they do that, you can't forget the Dr. Berg.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. Really cool, though. Anyways, great guy, great family, very fishy family. Dad had the boat out there. He got a couple fish earlier in the day and left the boat out there for us.
Nice.
So my son-in-law and daughter got in town, and we said, hey, let's go fish.
Nice. Very cool.
Pouring rain.
Yeah.
Dumping rain.
Welcome to Oregon.
Yeah.
I get it.
We did.
But you had some success.
Had some success, and believe it or not, and you say I don't check the tides? Who doesn't fish at Columbia? Check the tides, come on. 7:40, so we had an incoming, and we got a couple fish on the incoming, and then the outgoing, we got bit on the outgoing too, and we didn't fish too late. We stopped about 8, but the bite was on, and I think it would have been really good.
And he's saying 8 in the evening, everyone, not in the morning.
Yeah, in the evening. Yeah, right in the middle of that storm. Yeah, it was a wet one.
Yeah, yeah. And we got a lot of that over in Oregon City as well. So I'm assuming, well, I already know the baits that had gotten bit. You were fishing cut plugs, so I got to ask. Yeah. There's no question that the Skinny Mini, the newest one that came out just recently, has been putting a lot of fish on the deck on the Willamette. Yep. You were fishing cut plugs, though. Why would you fish a cut plug as opposed to the Skinny Mini? Or is there a reason why you might make that change? So
our program, my program, I think people know I'll generally rig up several, and I'll change out a lot. I'll put tuna in all of them and get them ready to go. And every time a rod comes in, clip a new one on and put it back out. Whether it's a standard cut plug, original skinny mini, kokanee cut plug, mini cut plug, doesn't matter. That way you're listening to the fish, and once those rods start going off, you say, okay, this is going to be more of a gold bite. Or so, for example, this was one of the ones that we got hit on last night, and it's been a consistent one in the Willamette for me, Cody Candy. Okay. But with the clouds and everything, so we had that one,
What's this one called here?
That one's Hot Pants. It's a new one that came out this year.
Okay.
And anytime there's clouds at all, or even no clouds, I fish that a lot. This Double Diablo here. It's just, yeah.
It's a good color combination, that's for sure.
Deadly.
Copper and the old Mexican hat colors.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned off color or not, clouds, right? Not just super bright sunny days out there, but this darker color with the pink, and then on the back of this, which you'd have to take out of the package, but it's copper. Why would you say that that's might be a color to lean on when it's overcast like that?
Dark colors, dark days. Not that it wouldn't fish. We're starting to see copper fishes anytime. It doesn't matter. But there is something to the dark color, dark days. The purple with this and the black and the copper, that profile when it's darker, there's just something to it. But I do fish this all day long, actually. I just was going to be sure to put that one on because of the conditions yesterday.
Okay, with the rain overcast, that's the reason why he was leaning that direction. I'm assuming that you were using the Evolution flasher yesterday.
We were.
Were you using the chrome or the original?
We used a few. We got most of our bites on that one, the Shiner. Yeah, for sure. And this really came in handy because one of those fish you saw was a nice, low 20s fish that without that release we probably would have lost. It ran right upriver.
Oh, figures, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like the big ones do. It ran right upriver and hard to keep up with it. But if there was a skateboard coming up like this, upriver.
Oh, it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't help out with keeping the hooks placed the way that you want them, which is one of the reasons why that thing has become so darn popular here in the last couple of years. There's no doubt about that.
People can actually feel the fight of the fish. Yeah. Yeah, game changer.
A built-in release is nice. I mean, obviously releases have been around for a while, but when it's built into the flasher right off the top, it just makes things a lot simpler. And the chrome has been very, very popular. Would you say that's the most popular color now?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay.
Yep, it's the top seller.
Okay.
And the other thing that we were doing last night, so we'll, we talked about the fact that these are adjustable and you could do different holes here.
Sure.
Yeah. So yesterday, we had some in the top hole, we had some in the middle hole, and we're getting our majority of our bites in the middle hole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, were you taking advantage of that and slowing down a little bit and then yet still getting your full rotation, or were you just getting a bigger rotation and going faster? What were you doing? We're
generally mixing it up either way. So, and then paying attention to, we like to vary speeds anyway.
Sure.
But, yeah, that was telling us that they wanted a little more action. I had a little shorter leader.
Okay.
So I was getting a little more whip on the super baits.
Okay.
Maybe in the 22, 24 inch range.
All right.
As opposed to 28 to 30.
Okay, gotcha. So a little bit shorter.
Yeah, and just listening to what the fish tell you. So that's why I rig up a bunch of different ones. And, these large ones, as I was saying, the standard cut plug, that's still fishy as all get out.
Sure.
So we'll rig them all up and let the fish tell us what they want that day.
Now, prior to the show, you had mentioned about dumping the Magnum.
Yeah.
Wiggler.
Are we going to let that secret out or no?
Ain't no secret.
It's out.
It's literally been done for like 100 years. But you did mention that. It's something that's overlooked. Another thing
it's been forgotten about.
It has.
Yeah.
Another thing that's also been overlooked and forgotten about has been wobbler fishing for the last decade or so, since 360s have changed really how we all think about chasing salmon these days. It doesn't matter what location, but it seemed like wobbler fishing just kind of fell off a little bit.
Well, like that.
And then this year, it really made a resurgence.
Yeah.
And there's a number of reasons for that. One, the fish love them, but then of course it closed, right? But that is not the case. We've got fall Chinook coming.
Correct.
And that wobbler fishery is just as deadly then as it is on the summers and everything else. If not more so. In that time frame of August and going forward. And we don't have any here this morning, but were there, I know that you made it out and did some of that fishing from the bank yourself.
Yep.
Was there a color combination that you found was working well for you?
There were a couple colors that were really going off. So less than 68 degrees, there's one called Kylie's Tiger. It's purple and blue. And that one by far, it probably caught 70% of our fish.
Wow.
And there were a lot of fish that were boated. The Spar Special was another one that caught quite a few fish, and then Blue Magoo. But between those three, it was a majority of fish. We got a handful of others on different ones, but Rotten Banana here or something there. But yeah, the majority of them were on those.
I love the fact. I mean, it's one of my favorite ways to catch salmon is with a wobbler. It's old school, but no question about it. So break some of those things out. Fall Chinook's not that far away. Sometimes just getting on the anchor and fishing old school is a great way to go rather than trolling around all day. Not that that doesn't work, of course, but there are options.
So mellow. You go from nothing to absolute pandemonium.
Correct.
You're just sitting there playing clearbridge, talking, whatever, and all of a sudden,
it's stress-free. And sometimes
love that adrenaline rush.
We get into the middle of the crowds and we get so used to being stressed out because of so many people around. It's pretty nice sometimes just dropping the hook and letting the baits do their own job, and a lot of times you get bit, so don't overlook that. Okay, so this upcoming segment, I want to talk about the skinny minis, the cut plugs, the standard size, but rigging. That's always the number one question that folks have. I don't want to overlook, though, of course, there's so many different ways that you can utilize Brad's products to help you with summer steelhead that is going on right now, primarily in the lower river. But we got sockeye fishing that's coming up right now. Lots of reasons why to be using the kokanee dodgers, because the kokanee fishing has been fantastic. And in the tributaries, just like you're holding up, diver fishing for summer steelhead has also been very
even
productive.
for sockeye, a combination of those two for sockeye. Yeah.
Whoa,
those red hooks. Yeah, whoa, wait. What are you talking about?
Diver. Dodger. For kokanee.
For
so
sockeye.
A dropper
for
with the diver?
Yeah, you run a little dropper about that big. Yep. But yeah, it gets it down and moves around as opposed to just pure plunking.
Marty, if you're watching this morning, that's the second time I've ever heard of somebody using a diver and a wobbler or a dodger in some form. Interesting. All right. I'm not going to say anything negative to that. He catches more fish than I do. All right. But when we come back, we're going to have our Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week. And what I want to do is show a couple of ways that you like to rig them. One in particular that I really have come to really like. One, it's simple. Two, it's shiny and it looks good and the fish love it. So, and it gives you options on how you can run your hooks. If you want to go treble hooks or single sidewalk, whatever it might be.
You're going to let that secret out, too?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
You're here for a reason.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to be back with that in just a minute.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.